The main objective of Indopadel is just to offer consultancy, our advice to Indonesian clubs in order to do the things properly. So padel in Spain, we have experience with the sport from the last 40 years. Of course, the best players are from there. The best padel equipment is from Spain, from Barcelona, from Madrid, from Valencia. The best IP technologies for the booking system of the clubs is from there. That's why Indopadel pretends to transfer this experience to one place where the sport is new. So our main aim is just to do the things in a professional way. Of course, with guaranteeing the safety of the players and the best practice of the sport. Actually, before I experienced my venture with Indopadel, I've done so many other things. So as an international advocate in Barcelona, I established my own law firm called PCP Abogados. But together with PCP Abogados, I started my own venture through charity, through NGOs in India. And then I started a project called Locos de la Colina, Mochila y Corazón, India un Corazón, Streets of India. Porque yo soy diferente, no soy como ellos, soy extraterrestre. All these are charity programs, charity initiatives with the main aim to promote the volunteer work in India and support those children, those communities who are suffering through education. So Streets of India and all the projects around us that I did at that time, so I started 17 years ago and still are going on, but with another team, is regarding the charity and the development, okay? Apart of this, from the profit point of view, I started my own consultancy firm called Inside. And through this company, I've been supporting, giving advice, giving consultancy and execution to those Latin companies and Spaniards who they wanted to start their own projects in India and in Indonesia. No? This is what I've done from the last 17 years ago. I can say that all these projects are still going on, but my focus at this moment are at Indopadel, okay? The good thing is that always that I start a project, I'm very focused, I'm so much focused to create my own community, the group of people in whom I can trust and who can help me to develop all these projects. That's why now I can tell you that at this moment, during the next years, I'm going to be focused in the promotion of padel in Indonesia, but at the same time, I'm keeping the other projects because the greatest thing that I have is the team of people who is around me, who are helping me, who are supporting me, and who are trying to understand my crazy ideas. Okay, so I started playing padel 20 years ago in Barcelona, when padel just was at the boom stage in Spain. No? In Spain started padel, the first padel court, the first guy who started talking about padel was more or less 40 years ago. So, and 20 years ago, with a group of friends in a sport club called Cancaralleu, we started playing padel there. No one of us let us know about padel. We didn't have experience in any racket sport. We just played front-on, another sport that we play without net and with a wall. We were playing at that time, I remember, in Cancaralleu at front-on, and then that club started promoting padel with 1 or 2 courts. I don't remember clearly, but it was like this. Then, just to see what was that field, we start playing there. And very fast, suddenly, we just noticed that the sport catch us, guys. 4 of us, we were playing like hours, time didn't pass there. After the match, we did our poker games. We went for a dinner all together. We just have fun, but without having any big important background in other sport rackets. That's the thing that we always recommend, that padel, we don't need to have a really big background in any sport. Just you need to have the minimum sport, conditions, and it's quite easy to learn and to catch. And this is how we started, in Can Caralleu in 2005 in Barcelona. Before living in Indonesia, I used to live in India during 13 years. At that time, because nobody knew about padel, the first years I was playing tennis with a community of Indian players at City Fort. At that time I used to live in New Delhi, and in south of Delhi we have amazing, nice tennis courts and tennis space, and then we were playing tennis there. Then at that time I was very much interested to introduce and to speak to the Indians about padel. Then to my tennis matches, I brought my padel racket. They were totally shocked. They say, Pablo, what is this? This is another sport which is going to shock in India, believe me. I tried. Even we are starting playing padel with the rackets of padel, with padel balls in a tennis court, which was quite funny. Later on, with a friend, with Babish, we start thinking about to promote padel in other places in India. At that time, he started the first padel court in south of India. The first one in all the country was in south of India, in Bangalore. I remember, in order that you can see how much I love the sport, that at that time, because we didn't have courts in Delhi, I had to take a flight from Delhi to Bangalore to play padel for 4 hours, and then I came back. I did during the weekend, I did few times, I went there for tournaments. It was very exciting. I moved from New Delhi to Bali because of COVID. So my wife and me, we just decided to come here because New Delhi, and especially where we used to live, was not the most recommended place to stay. Then we came here. And then I started wondering, why is not padel still in Bali? Then I was doing some survey, some research, and I found a hotel, a resort, Spanish chain called Melia Resort Nusa Dua, who was the first one that 23 years ago, in 2001, the former director of that hotel, who was a padel lover, decided to build a padel court. Then I had a meeting with the current manager, Eduardo, from here, a great greeting. And then I proposed to Eduardo, why we don't start promoting padel here? Why you don't allow me to use your course as a testing period in order to see, in order to test if Indonesian people, foreigners, they want to practice the sport. And then we start organizing a league, tournaments, the first international league with 11 nationalities. We organized with it at Melia at that time. Every Sunday, all the people, all the Spanish friends, Catalan people, Europeans who started padel with me, we used to go there to play padel on Sundays. After the padel, we had amazing brunch and we spent more time there. And after, we play again during the evening padel session. Then is when we start promoting the sport in Indonesia. And I start using that label, that trademark as Bapa Padel di Indonesia, because the Melia staff, when they noticing that I was just trying to teach the Indonesian tennis coaches about padel, when I was bringing so much crowded there, one of them told me, "Kamu Bapa Padel di Indonesia." And then I say, okay, why don't use that name, Padel, as a brand, in order that can identify in social media my work regarding padel in this country. This is how we started padel. After this, so Jungle Padel, another amazing padel club, started. Later on, Liga Tennis. Later on, Island Padel, Bali Padel Academy. So many other clubs. In Ubud, Padel of Gods. So many other clubs start promoting padel. But always I say that we were the first ones. This small Spanish and Catalan community, we were the first one who started the promotion of padel in Indonesia. Yes, at the beginning, before I start this club, so Indopadel was created in order to provide consultancy, opinion, just advice and execution to other clubs in the country. That's why our name. And with the main aim to promote the sport in the country. Then we collaborate with the Indonesian Padel Federation, with the main association which rules the sport in the country. And also we were giving support to other clubs that now they are already existing in order to choose the proper equipment, the infrastructure, how they should create the academy, the technology, the booking system, the IT system for the booking, all this stuff, no? So the management, then is how we started. Suddenly, after we were doing this work in Melia with Bali Padel Club, so I got a call from the Spanish embassy that they were interested to introduce Indonesian investors that they wanted to build a padel club in Jakarta. Then I start providing our service, as I said, just where should they find the proper padel courts, the infrastructure, how they have to manage the sport, how they have to do the booking system, what kind of tournaments they have to organize, what is the padel equipment that they have to choose, with rackets, with balls, how they have to play, everything. So I'm quite optimistic of the future of padel in Indonesia. The huge background with badminton, the huge quantity of young people that this country has makes a country with the best ingredients for growing the sport. So Indonesia has good badminton players, really good tennis players, and together with the youngest generations, with the lifestyle of sport, people are becoming more conscious about the health, about the sport, about the gym, about fitness, about practice sport. All together is a really big ingredient just to make padel a success in the country. I'm very, very much sure that very soon, so member of the national team will be in the Olympic Games, in the national games of Indonesia. Vamos a jugar a padel. Let's play padel. Come on, padel. Temanku, Ayo Main Padel. This sport is going to be really good here. You are going to have fun. Easy to catch, easy to have fun. Come on, Ayo Main Padel, guys.